ring fence our boys. They're going to fall prey to the enemy. Know carefully that this woman had a special love and regard for her child. I don't want my boys to go into slavery. How do we feel this morning when we look around and see that our boys are not coming to church? When we look around and see our boys going into bondage. But she was prepared to do something about it. The man of God, the prophets of God, were looking after the widows. And look after in probably in their sense meant making sure that they had a meal every day. Making sure that the house is properly looked after and so on. But the woman's need surpassed that. That was not her present issue. Her present issue should be ours. What about our boys? What about the boys that I came into Sunday school with? What about the boys that you came to church with? All of them are not still serving God today. Some of them are in bondage. And it is our responsibility to get close to God on behalf of our boys. And the Bible is full of instances. I can name 2 instances where when you want to destroy the nation, you go for the boys. We think of Pharaoh. When Pharaoh wanted to destroy the nation of Israel, when he wanted to ensure that they were obliterated, he told the midwives, when you are delivering the children of Israel and you see as a man child, you know how to think, what do you kill it? But thanks be to God for the women. And there's that special bond between the women and their boys. And I want to suggest that that special bond should be used not to go down Corey Street or down by the courts when they get into trouble, but that special bondage, that what some people refer to as the Oedipus complex, that should be used to bring our boys to church. You claim that you love your boys. You claim that your boys are special to you. Do what this woman do what this woman did. She said, I don't want my boys to go into bondage. If you love your boys, you would not want to see them going into bondage. And you will do all that is in your power. You will do all that is within you to ensure that your boys don't only get a meal every day, because I think that at least their worries. But even before they end up in court, or in the courts, you bring them to God. So we think of Pharaoh just wanted to destroy the children, the boys. We think of Herod. Herod also wanted to destroy the nation. He wanted to destroy the young king. So all the boys 2 years and under, he ordered them killed. But we have on the other hand now, women who saw the blessedness that would come to the nation if the boys were properly looked after. We think of Samuel's mother. She did what she had to do for the boys. She nursed them, and and it brought them up to a certain stage, to a certain phase. And when she had finished weaning Samuel, she recognized that the child without God will not make a proper citizen. So she carried the child to the temple and put him in the hands of Eli the priest. And we saw that from that action grew one of the tremendous leaders of Israel, Samuel the prophet. So we saw all through the Bible, we see instances where the mothers made sure that their boys were not looked after in the physical sense, but looked after in the spiritual sense. This woman says, and it was determined, I am not going to allow my boys to go into bondage, into bondage of virtual slavery. This morning we want to impress upon us that we are not going to allow our boys to go into slavery. We are going to do what we have to do. It's not too far gone. But we're going to do what we have to do to make sure that our boys are safe from the bondsman, from the bailiff of our souls, who are seeking to destroy our boy children. So, when the prophet passed by, we have the famous words in verse 2 of the same passage, 2 Kings chapter 4. We have the age-old question, what will you have me to do? What shall I do for thee? Tell me. And we think of the words of Paul as found in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. What does it say? Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known unto God. Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. Okay? Let your requests be made known unto God. And here, the prophet Elisha asking the question, what shall I do for thee? If somebody asks you that question, you will say it depends on what the situation is. If you ask this woman, she said, look, my main concern is not a plate of food. My main concern is not corn or wheat or barley. My concern, my burning desire is to see that my boys don't fall into the hands of the bondsmen. What is your desire? For some it's health. For some it is wealth. For some it is whatever. You name it. I don't know what your issues are. And you might not know what my issues are. But all of us this morning, all of us here, has some problem or the other that is gnawing at us, that is seeking to destroy us. So when the prophet asks the woman, what shall I do for thee? She said, and this verse 2, what hast thou in the house? I think of the question, so he asks the question, what is it I'm going to do for you? She hurries. Well, what can I do? And both Psalm 23, something fast. Upon my soul their shadows cast. Their gloom remains. And we're going to see in a minute what God gave her.